All right, y'all, come on in, come on in, come on in. We got some good stuff to talk about tonight, y'all. Late night with Queen B. I refuse to go to sleep without exposing these damn bimbos. Y'all, here we go again. Here we go again. Y'all, let me get this straight. So you mean to tell me that these bimbos been lying to the American people, stating that Biden was strong, fit, and good to run the White House. And this entire time, they have been telling a lie. So these bimbos get a hearing today, y'all, and they trying to prove a point or make some type of a statement, like not showing up, which just goes ahead and lets you know that because they're caught, they knew that it was a lie and they knew they hid it from American people, but y'all want to try to make a stance. What type of stance are y'all making when it don't stand for nothing? Like, I'm confused here. It's really embarrassing. I can't believe I voted as long as I did, voting for that party. I am so glad I'm where I'm at today, because I sit back and I'm looking now. I'm just like, damn, this is very embarrassing. Like, this is embarrassing. What in the hell do they really represent? Like, what do they represent? What do they really stand for? Because it's damn not the country, and it's not the citizen of this country. And my whole thing is like, if they do not like it here, why in the hell have they not left yet? Go. I promise y'all, we will be all right. Bye. And since y'all want to fight for the very people, which is illegals and all this other type of stuff, why don't y'all go ahead and go with them? The crazy thing about it, y'all, is, and I've been seeing these videos just tuning into different stuff or whatnot, these very countries and these very people that they're fighting for are not even effing with them. Like, these folks are literally getting tortured and beat up left to right because they, oh, what y'all doing? They ain't even fooling with these folks at all. Let's be real. But they steady going hard for the very people that ain't even fooling with them. Make it make sense. We can't. So with that being said, y'all, these bimbos did not show up to the hearing because they already knew that they were going to be on blast, and they already knew that they was going to be asking the questions and eating they tail up. And to me, it's just so stupid. It really is. But as we are, and the type of people we are, we're there. We're going to show up and show out and show y'all who they really care for. Because the damn sure ain't y'all. Let's dive into the first clip. Coming straight from John Kennedy, y'all. Let's get into it.
You have all been staffers. You've worked in government. You've had a boss. In Mr. Spicer's case, his boss was the President of the United States. Let's suppose the president, you were using your experience as a staffer. You were working for the president, any president. Hypothetically a president. And let's suppose the president started talking like he was from outer space. Let's suppose the president became fatigued very easily.
You're trying to keep that cool.
He couldn't finish a sentence without taking a nap. Let's suppose the president.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm listening. But if you paying attention to the guys in the back, this guy right here and then this guy over here, they're trying their best not to crack up at what Kennedy is saying right now. Just pay attention to them.
I mean, he was just physically in bad shape, mentally and physically. Mentally, he may or may not have, you're not a doctor, neurodegenerative disease, but physically you can see you could
we all seen it.
You could bake a Thanksgiving turkey in the time it takes him to walk across the stage. What do you think, as a member of the staff, what do you think is your moral obligation to say, wait a minute, the president can't do the job anymore? I know you're loyal folks. You believe in your president, this president, whichever president. speaking hypothetically.
We talking about Biden.
You're
Tad
loyal,
ass.
you want to be a good staffer, but you also have a moral obligation. How do you reach that decision, Professor? And I'll go to each of you.
Senator, I think the first thing you would have to do in a situation like that is exercise your own judgment. How serious is this problem? Because everybody has moments when they lose focus, it happens. But if somebody thinks this is a really serious problem, I think the first thing to do is the most difficult, which is to say to the president, because the 25th Amendment also provides that the president can say, I'm unable to exercise the powers and duties of my office.
And suppose the
That
president
would be extremely
says,
difficult, but I think it should be
look,
done.
trust me, I can. And it's clear to you that he has neurodegenerative disease and he can't. What do? Do you have a moral obligation as a staff member to go to the American people and say, we've got a problem here, it may cost me my career?
Senator, I think at that point you have an obligation to talk to the vice president.
And you know what's so crazy, y'all, is they'd rather protect their power than to protect this country. Now, let alone if Trump would have missed one sentence, I bet you they'll be trying to invoke that 25th on him. What y'all think? It's just crazy.
Who is in charge of the Section 4 process under the 25th Amendment?
What about you, Mr. Wald? You have a moral obligation. I understand you want it to go away, you want to work it out with him, but you can't. When does a staffer have a moral obligation to stand up and say he can't be president anymore, or she can't be?
Well, Senator, the 25th Amendment only works if individual staffers or officers of the United States exercise that kind of moral judgment.
That's what I'm
So,
asking you.
yeah, so, I mean, I think always, as the professor said, I mean, the presidency is an enormous burden, so it would be not one instance, it would have to be several instances of a failure to exercise judgment.
How do you make that decision? You're the staffer. I get it.
Yeah, well, I think it begins with prayer, of course, but after that, I think it's conversation with other staffers, and if you're unable to confront the president or to raise the issue with the vice president, you should resign.
What about you, Mr. Spicer? Do you stand up and do it and tell the truth and run, or do you have a greater obligation to your boss?
Luckily, I didn't have that problem. But I would say that you have a moral obligation as an American, as a citizen, as a human being. If the leader of the free world cannot conduct themselves to make the decisions that are critical to this country and to the world, you absolutely have a moral obligation to follow the chain of command. And if they don't act, then you must.
So it looked like a few of them showed up, y'all. It looks like a few of them showed up, but not all of them, because they was trying to boycott. Boy, them folks is just so stupid. It just makes no sense. Oh my God. All right, with that being said, y'all, we going straight into the next one. Media Research Center. Ted Cruz is there. And, you know, of course, he got some stuff to say. Get off his chest. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's go.
Not a single Democrat is here today because not a single one of them gives a damn about the fact that they lied to the American people for 4 years.
Facts.
They knew. Every one of them knew that Joe Biden was mentally not competent to do the job. The White House press secretary, she knew when she stood in front of the American people and lied over and over and over again. And they're not here because they can't defend themselves. It wasn't a surprise. For 4 years, the White House hid President Biden from Republican senators. Would not let him meet with us. He served 40 years in this body. We all know him. And they deliberately lied. And by the way, Jake Tapper had a bombshell book exposing the incredible scandal that Biden's mental decline was covered up by Jake Tapper. There's a Yiddish word, chutzpah. And that truly is chutzpah. How dare we lie and cover up what we all knew?
And for that, he yields. He yields. Now, y'all, this isn't just about Biden's mental health. We talking about the same party, y'all, that rigged his own process. Didn't have no primary. Threw Kamala Harris out there and thought that we was going to go for it. Like, seriously, this is the party of making their own rules. This is the party of thinking that the laws in order down here don't apply to them. This is the party that literally, y'all, did not stand. Y'all remember that when they didn't stand for the young guy that had the all those that had cancer and stuff like that and tumors and all this other type of, they didn't stand for him. They didn't stand for the angel moms trying to prove a point that meant nothing. Like, I'm so sick of these people throwing rocks and hiding their damn hands. Now, y'all know damn well y'all supposed to show up and let us American people know why the hell y'all sat here and lied for us for the past 4 years, knowing that we seen right through that man's health. But instead, y'all decide not to show up to prove what point? To prove a point that when midterms come, it's over for a good bit of y'all. Trust and believe that. Hey, keep this thing moving, man. Y'all need to have me up there sitting up there with y'all. Because, baby, I be getting it in. Anywho, let's go straight from Liz to TikTok. Democrats refuse to show up to a hearing on the coverage of Biden's mental decline. Let's get into it, y'all.
You know, the visual, sometimes it's really is true. A picture speaks louder than words. It's worth 1,000 words. And here, all you have to do is look over at this side of the dais to see that the stone wall continues. I mean, from the party that lied to this nation for 4 years.
Oh.
Let's just take a look at some of the things that our colleagues said on the Democrat side when their own Justice Department was concluding that Joe Biden, who, let's not forget, illegally took classified documents and kept them in his garage, in his freezer. I mean, Lord knows where. He just certainly didn't know. Their own Justice Department interviewed the guy and concluded he could not form the requisite mental state to stand trial. He did not have the mental ability to stand trial. And what did our Democrat colleagues say? Vice President Harris says, oh, no, the way that the Hur report characterized the president is so wrong. The president's demeanor is totally fine. Senator Smith, what the Hur said about the president not remembering his son's death, so unfair. Senator Kaine said this is grandstanding. Senator Fetterman said it's just cheap shots. You had other senators saying, Senator Ossoff in February of 2024, saying, and I quote, I found the president to be sharp, focused, impressive, formidable, and effective. In June 2024, Congressman Jeffries insists Biden was, and I'm quoting again, incredibly strong, forceful, and decisive. Where are they now? They don't want to answer for any of those quotes now. They lied to us for 4 years, and we know they lied. They know they lied. It's why they're not here. They don't want to answer a single question. They can't bear to show their faces in public.
Facts. Y'all, where are the so-called journalists now? Y'all know the ones that's been screaming democracy, dying in the darkness. Now, they sat here and they lied to y'all about Biden's mental health. What won't they lie about? And the crazy thing is the reality is, y'all, we still finna have people rooting for these bimbos. Seriously. But the beautiful thing about it is they're doing so much damage. They're causing so much mess, so much chaos that a lot of people are definitely waking up. And if you think November 5th was something, baby, wait until the midterms come. Wait until they come. Because they finna go on one hell of a ride. I'm telling y'all that now. Because this is just ridiculous. And then they want to sit here and do all this chaos with all these fake let's say not protests anymore. These violent riot, fake spending organization money on these different places to go out there and be stupid. So it because Trump is in office and it looks like it's based on his terms, so they can try to point the finger because this man is doing exactly what he needs to do as the president, something that they should have been doing a long time ago. Seriously. And you mean to tell me ain't nobody show up today? Y'all be showing up to everybody else's interviews and everywhere else talking ish, but y'all couldn't face the very people that was gonna get y'all. They was gonna eat y'all ass alive. Y'all been seeing these interviews lately. Republicans is not playing with these folks. Let's keep this thing moving. That brings us to the last video of the day, y'all. Democrat senators are boycotting a hearing on the cover up of Joe Biden. Obviously, mental decline, and have refused to show their faces. Now, the crazy thing about it is, from the auto pen to just everything that was corrupt, to the fact that y'all did what y'all did to y'all own president, put Kamala ass out there like we were going to vote for her. Hell no. That was big no-no. Big no-no. And then somebody made a statement about all this war stuff going on. We should have voted for Kamala. Hell no. No, 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 hell. Like that was going to change something. If that would have really changed something, there's this video, y'all, of this guy literally saying that when they found out, and I got to find it, Trump became president, a lot of them was like, oh, hell no. We ain't finna play around. Y'all seen what was happening left to right when before Trump got in office, all that stuff that took place, and he wasn't even in office yet, because they know they got a real president, and they know this president ain't finna play no games. Now just imagine if Biden and Kamala would have won. Like, they're laughing stocks. They would have ran right over them. Literally. Like, seriously. We did good with getting Trump up in there. Straight up. We don't care what they say. But I would just like to speak for the people who actually, roll with these folks. Where y'all people at? Where are they at? They don't give a damn about y'all. They don't give a damn about this country. What's y'all thoughts in the comment section? How y'all feeling about this? Like, seriously. And like I stated, it's so stupid because they be trying to sit here and act like they trying to prove a point or make some type of point, and it's just failure after failure after failure after failure. Like, it's just, at this point, it's just like, yo, just give up. If you can't beat them, join them. At this point, if you can't beat them, join them, because y'all looking like real fools out there. With that being said, y'all, let's go ahead and dive into the last video and let's chop it up in the comment section. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's go.
I will note that few of my Democratic colleagues are here today. Thank you to Senator Welch from Vermont for being here.
Got a few of them.
Leaving us with no other option than to take the boycotting of this hearing as an admission of guilt for their role in this crisis. We must not turn away from the search for answers.